The capital of Turkmenistan is a fascinating mix of old, new and downright quirky. I'm going to explore with the help of my guide, Mekan. So put on your Turkmen hat and let's hit the spotless streets.
Ashgabat'a hoş geldiniz.
Ashgabat is known as the White Marble City and also the City of Love, which I have tastefully symbolised here with this cake. But before we get to the white marble, I wanted to see what was left of the old Ashgabat from the days of Tsarist Russia and the Soviet Union, starting with a hunt for Lenin. And yes, he's still here. It's probably the most accurate Lenin statue that you'll find anywhere in the former Soviet Union, because for once he's not portrayed as some 6-foot giant, but actually as the diminutive character that he was. Catering to the few Russians that remained post-independence is the St Alexander Nevsky Russian Orthodox Church, consecrated in 1900. An ornate place of worship now, but during Soviet times it was used as a warehouse. In Soviet times there was only one place to shop, and that was the so-called Russian Bazaar. It's still here and is about the only place in town to find souvenirs. So that was the Russian Bazaar, but shopping habits are changing fast in Turkmenistan, and here in Ashgabat there are now a number of very large shopping malls all around the city. The one we're about to visit was the first. This is just one of a number of shiny new malls that wouldn't look out of place in Istanbul or Dubai, with the very important difference that prices here are substantially lower. Not far from Lenin, Park number 1 was laid out by the Soviets, but the fun fair is a far more recent addition, as are the dinosaurs. As a child who loved dinosaurs, this park would have been fantastic. If your opinion of Ashgabat is that it's quiet and deserted, then clearly you have never been here. Other vestiges of past times include the Pushkin Theatre from 1926 and the circus, opened in 1984. Before coming here, I had seen lazy comparisons between Ashgabat and Pyongyang. Now, I've been to Pyongyang, and so I can tell you that such comparisons are way off the mark. You can freely walk around Ashgabat, take photographs and interact with the locals. It's probably the cleanest, safest city you will ever visit. You can hop on the bus, catch a taxi, grab a bite to eat and drive a dodgem. But you can't rent a car, and flying or travelling by train must be arranged with a tour guide. At least that is the position in 2025. Now let's step into the white marbled modern city that gets all the publicity. You see, post-1991, the first president of the Republic, President Niyazov, also known as Turkmen Bashi, or Father of the Turkmen, had a vision. Arguably, without that vision, Ashgabat would be a fairly nondescript Central Asian city with little identity. Of course, without vast gas reserves, it would not have been possible either. Love it or loathe it, and most of the locals do seem to love it, with its excess of marble and multiple 6-lane highways, this is no ordinary city. A good starting place for a tour of the new city is the Independence Monument. Visitors to the complex are welcomed by Turkmen warriors and a golden statue of Turkmen Bashi.
So the shape of our independence arch here, as you can see, the architectures, when they built this arch, they inspired by the traditional houses of Turkmen people. And there is another thing that when they built this arch, they inspired by headgears of Turkmen women and Turkmen people. So now we're looking at the Oghuz Khan statue. Oghuz Khan is the father of all these Turkic ethnic groups, father of all these Central Asian countries, people.
Trees that you see here were planted by foreign heads of state visiting Turkmenistan. Everything here is on a vast scale, and everything is white or green. As we visited the modern Turkish mosque, I asked Mekan about these colours.
So white color is coming from our Turkmen culture, and in our culture it means white is happiness, and it's the color of luck and goodness. And green is the color of Islam, and if you paid attention, our flag is green. The flag of Turkmenistan is green, so it means spring, new life, and beginning of new life.
There is an enormous white marble presidential palace in the centre of Ashgabat, but filming is completely off limits. So we head out of the city along the wide highways towards an even larger mosque. The Turkmen Bashi Rui Mosque is quite simply enormous, with a capacity for 10,000 worshippers. Now over 20 years old, it was built by Turman Bashi in his home village. And in sharp contrast to other mosques of the Middle East, it blends verses from the Quran with Turkmen beliefs and principles written by Turman Bashi himself. Moving on from gold and marble, we travel to the outskirts of the city and the era of the Silk Road. This is the great Tolkuchka Bazaar.
When you imagine a bazaar in Central Asia, you're thinking of heat and dust. But today, well, I could be anywhere in Britain. Someone is making fun of me.
Tolkuchka is reputedly the largest market in Central Asia. Operating on Sundays in a new purpose-built complex, it is the place for acquiring Turkmen carpets and textiles. Haggling is, of course, essential. From carpets we move through the electronics section and arrive at the livestock section. This is Turkmenistan's premier camel market. But I got the feeling that these ships of the desert were not enjoying the rain. Other sites of Ashgabat that feature on any visit are the giant murals depicting Turkmen heritage, the multitude of statues in roundabouts, the world's largest indoor Ferris wheel, the multi-storied wedding palace, the Dubai-inspired Yıldız Hotel, the Monument of Neutrality, the so-called Olympic Village, the spectacular ultra-shiny falcon-shaped airport, and the recently completed statue to the renowned poet and thinker Magtim Guli, who was born in Turkmenistan. This city is constantly evolving, but one of the largest changes happens every day at sunset, when the white and green gives way to a multicoloured light show. There's not much in the way of nightlife here, but I'm too old to bother about that. I've really enjoyed my time in Ashgabat, the white marble city of love. Now, I want to see what the rest of Turkmenistan holds in store.